celebrating 40 years of Earth Day, and a Bonusgate update. Next on Behind the Headlines.
This is Behind the Headlines, with behind-the-scenes analysis on issues affecting Pennsylvanians, sponsored by the Susquehanna Valley Center for Public Policy. Now, here's your host.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Behind the Headlines. I'm Charlie Greenewald, Senior Fellow of the Susquehanna Valley Center for Public Policy, and I'm joined by my co-host, as usual, Maura Donnelly. Maura, welcome.
Hello, Charlie.
Maura, did you get those taxes turned in yet?
Of course I did.
You did.
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
It's always a rush, though, at the last moment. But today we don't want to talk about taxes right now. We want to talk about education, and we want to talk about innovative education. And joining us for this discussion is Mr. Keith Howard. Keith, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You are a biology teacher with Commonwealth Connections Academy.
Yes.
So you not only are in one of the fields that is constantly evolving and bringing us great progress in many different areas, but you're at the cutting edge of some of the new trends in education as well.
Right. There's, as far as speed is concerned, both with cyber education and biology, things are moving at the speed of light. Nanotechnology is just bringing in so much information that I don't know what the textbook manufacturers are doing to keep up, but there's more information all the time.
Well, now you brought it up, so I have to ask you, can you just tell our viewers what nanotechnology is in a sentence or two?
Well, basically, the ability to manipulate molecules and atoms at an extremely small scale is increasing, and being able to take that ability and put it towards manufacturing purposes or medical purposes, such as customizing a molecular machinery to target a very specific cancer cell in the body, for example.
Okay.
It's fascinating.
It's a great area, I agree, but one that most of the general public doesn't even know about. We have a board member for Susquehanna Valley Center, Bob Walker, the former congressman who was the head of the Science and Technology Committee in the House of Representatives, and he can talk about nanotechnology for several hours nonstop, but it's great if more people get to know about it. Well, we had you here to talk about some of the things that the Commonwealth Connections Academy is doing in regard to biology. Maura, do you want to lead off?
Well, as you know, we're coming up on the 40th anniversary of Earth Day, and that's pretty significant. It's been memorialized every year. And I understand that your students did some pretty exciting things last year, and you've got some new things planned for this year. So why don't we start with, how do you lead up to Earth Day with your students and talk about its significance?
Well, one thing I've noticed culturally is there's so much information that's available now about the very themes that Earth Day, when it originally was created, was really interesting in pushing. I mean, I have high school students now that they automatically think it's natural to recycle, or automatically think it's natural to conserve energy, or to figure out alternative means of doing something that could use energy more efficiently. Last year we had several exciting activities with our students from K through 12, so we have a variety of activities. We had a fair, and with this fair we called it the CCA Great Swap, where students and families could bring in all those things around the house where they saw, this is still pretty good, but we're not using it as much anymore. And I'm sure somebody else would absolutely love it. So, we had this giant exchange bazaar, which was a huge hit. We had students we had an art contest where students had to use whatever type of spare materials around the house or from used containers or whatever to come up with something that's visually pleasing that could be displayed. And we had a contest where we had some socks, and we placed them on tailpipes of all the cars that the families brought in. And the car that left the cleanest sock after 30 seconds won a gift certificate to a restaurant, and the one that created the the most colorful sock, they got a gift certificate to a local auto-tune store. So.
Well, do you remember what the cleanest car was? Let's talk about the positive.
I want to say the cleanest car was a four-door sedan, and it was a Ford, actually, a Ford maybe Focus, I want to
Okay.
say.
Of course, my car, Maura.
Oh, well,
Of
good
course,
for
the
you.
company that didn't take bailout money.
Yes, exactly.
And the one that made the most pollutants was, it was a beautiful, classic, gigantic 70s mobile of some sort.
Cadillac.
Lots of muscle, but
Yeah.
unfortunately not the best for the environment.
Well, that's a great way to demonstrate to the students what we're really talking about with clean air technologies is to do the sock thing. That's really great. I hadn't heard of anybody doing that, especially turn it into a contest. That's really terrific. And so what do you have planned for this year? Similar?
This year we're going to add those activities and more. We're going to basically expand it. It's going to be a fair that takes place near the Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg. And last year's event was so popular that we expect 2 to 3 times the size for turnout, and we're going to have creating birdhouses out of recycled materials. One of our teachers is going to present green products that are available at grocery stores that are being used and some of their benefits to the environment. We are going to take a tour of some of the nature trails that are there, talk about some of the local flora and fauna, and why some of it's so very important to protect. And actually, we're still kind of fine-tuning it now. We're getting a lot more possibly exhibits and traveling displays that are going to join us. We actually have a major project that one of our high school teachers is leading, where our high schoolers are going to create display boards on alternative uses of corn. And so they're going to all do research, do like 300-word essays, then create a trifold to display, and kind of explain to the families and students that are there what did they come up with. And who knows, maybe they think of something that no one's ever done before, and we can
all get rich.
Get that into a business format of some sort.
Yeah, very cool. So that'll be great.
Well, my father was a biology teacher as well, and one of the things that he used to lament was the fact that as a society we give such plaudits and such recognition to the baseball stars and the basketball and football stars, and we never hear of some of the people who really push our society forward and give us a higher standard of living through science. The great scientists are rarely recognized. This is certainly true, I think, in biology as well, and they deserve to be recognized. What can parents do with their children around the house, Mr. Howard, to try to encourage a greater desire to learn science and to engage in science? Do you have some ideas for our viewers?
Well, one thing they could do is if they want to look at the ways that food is put away after dinner and lunch, and think of, okay, what might happen if we don't properly put these things away. This can lead to proper refrigeration for meat products, some of the microorganisms that could flourish if something was left out on the table. And as a kid, I used to think, okay, pepperoni pizza left out overnight. I wake up in the morning, I needed some breakfast. Sure. Didn't quite get the connection with why that didn't exactly make me feel so great around noon.
It's not a good idea?
No, not a good idea at all. There's actually a device that's I didn't get the manufacturer's name, but you can actually go around your house and detect the temperature differences. And students can do this and see and go maybe near the windows or near the doors and say, okay, where are we losing heat at in this house? What can we do to possibly keep heat in? Do we want to keep heat in during the summer versus the winter? And if not, how can we make some changes that can make the temperature use better and more efficient?